Hey guys, it's Ken again, and this is the part 2 for the RPG Maker tutorial. I'm going to go over the rest of the engine here with you guys to give you a sense of what else you can do in terms of the basics here. So last video, we went over the project panel here, what all these buttons do, give you a basic sense of what these buttons do with editing mode and the map zoom with the different ratios. We didn't really go over tools though, so I want to spend a bit of time this video going over these 4 options here: database, resource manager, listen to music, and event search. And then I also want to go over very briefly full screen mode, show title. They're self-explanatory, so that'll only take a second, and hopefully by the end of this video we can create a basic map with some basic functionality to get you guys started. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is introduce what the database is. So this button right here is the database, or alternatively you can go to tools and then database. You can also use the shortcut key, which is F8. So I'll click out of there and I will hit F8. Alright, so this is the database, and what the database is used for essentially is RPG Maker 2003 comes equipped with a default battle system, and a lot of these options relate or correlate to that battle system in particular. So here we basically have different tabs, and in the hero tab, which is the one we're on right now, it pretty much sets the stats of the heroes or the characters that you will be using in your game. On the left hand side of any of these tabs you see a database, so the monster database, the items database, the skills database, the class database, the hero database. RPG Maker comes equipped with different entries into the database for each tab. So when you open it up, you'll always see number 1 is Zach, number 14 is Maya. But the thing is, you can easily change. So if you want Zach to become Cloud or something, you can easily change that, and you'll see right here that the entry name has changed from Zach to Cloud. If you want to increase your database, you go to this button called Array Size. Left click on that, and right now array size is set to 14, so you have 14 possible entries, but you can set it up to, I think 5,000 is the limit. Yep, it's 5,000. So you can set it up to 5,000, hit OK, and you'll have 5,000 entries and 5,000 possible characters that you can use. No, I'm not going to do that, but it is, you have that option. So on the right hand side of this database window, you have the different attributes within the tab. You can see the name here, which I changed. Title, you can give each of your characters a title. So I don't know, say you want him to be a, I don't know, Vanguard or something. There you go. When you play your game, you'll see this title next to your character. It is basically an option, an extra way to kind of define your character a bit more, kind of give him more of a backstory. And then, so min level, max level, this is your starting level, and depending on what you set it to, you'll see the attributes here change. For the basic stats, you have maximum HP, maximum MP, attack, defense, intelligence, and agility. And these stats are, once again, all related to your default battle system. So if you want to do something more custom, you have to create your own variables. If you want to stick to the default, which is the easiest way to go but not the most creative, you can affect these tabs in your database. So let's just go back to 1. You'll see the stats change back to what they originally were. Options, so once again, this character can either use two-handed weapons or you'll see the weapon here changed to club, or if I... okay, it didn't change to club, I guess that's the default. But the second slot here changed to a weapon, and if I get rid of that, the second slot changes to shield. AI control, if you want the engine itself to control this character. So if you remember Final Fantasy Tactics, there was a Dark Knight, Orlando I believe his name was, who was in the beginning of the game controlled by the AI, and it's pretty much the same thing. Different battle system, but you know, that was a tactical battle system. This is side view ATB style battle system. But anyways, that's AI control, lock equipment, so you know, you won't be able to change his equipment. Mighty Guard, I have no idea what that does. Honestly, guys, I try to make custom stuff in my games, so there will be some things I'm not too sure about because I simply don't care for the default stuff. But anyways, character graphics, regardless of, you know, if you use your custom battle system or not, even if you create custom menus, when you go to save your game, unless you're using power mode, and you know, the veterans of RPG Maker will know what that is. Unless you're using something like that, you're gonna have to change the face graphics. So when you're, like, say, saving your game to a slot or loading your game to a slot, you know, that will show up. So RPG Maker comes pre-installed with RTP or runtime packages, and there's essentially default graphics. And it's a good way of, it's basically a package that allows you a good starting point to create your games. So you can choose from any of these. You can also import graphics. I'll get into that later. So say I don't like this face, I'd rather have, let's go to hero, a ninja or something like that. Just double click that image with your left mouse button, and it'll change. Sprite, the same thing. You can either set it to transparent and it'll become a bit more opaque, or you can check that off and he'll become completely solid. You can set his graphics, and these are all RTP once again. So say I want my ninja character, you know, there you go. And then these, the battle sprite is used in the default and battle system within the engine. So let's find my ninja. Yeah, this is how bad I am. Okay, male ninja. I really don't use the default stuff. But anyway, so we've, you know, made our character Cloud. He's apparently a ninja. So I'll change that to ninja. Why not? And right now he can only use a club because there's only that weapon in the database. Shield none. Okay. Okay, whatever. So you get the idea. You can play around with that. The class tab. So you have Hero A, Hero B, which is the female version, and these pretty much affect how your character grows. So if you click on under basic stats, say maximum HP, you can see that at level 1 your hero's max HP is 572, and as you increase it, your max HP increases. And you can affect, it's looks like a linear graph right now, but you can actually affect it. So if you want your hero to start off strong, and then kind of for some reason he starts off really powerful at level 1, and then as he levels up he becomes weaker. I don't know why you would do that, but you know, if you wanted to do that, you could. And a quick curve pretty much gives you various options. So if you want his HP to be below average, you see it doesn't improve much over time, over levels. Average, you can see the graph increasing above average, and then outstanding. So say you have a character that's a monk, or we can make a new character. So I'll increase our race size by 19, and we'll make it we'll call call it Ninja Cloud or something, whatever. And then maximum HP. Okay. So if I do a ninja and I want his HP to be, you know, say above average, ninjas have outstanding MP, so I'll set that. Attack power is going to be above average. Defense is going to be just average, you know, they're not heavily equipped. Intelligence is going to be above average. They'd have to be pretty smart, and agility is outstanding. Also, instead of clicking through these individually, you can just click on one and then go to the tabs up here and kind of switch it that way. So, you know, if you're going to use the default battle system, this is a good way to kind of map out your character's growth and their progress. Skill progression, so you can say like at level 1 he'll learn Venom, at level 5 you can have him learn any one of these abilities, which you can find in the database under animations, I think. Or skill, actually, skill, I'm sorry. So level 5 he learns Paralyze. So this is, you know, basically how you set up your character growth right here. You know, you're fighting in the default battle system, which I can show you right now. If I go to monster group, I can go to test battle. And I'll add a party member. It'll be Cloud, and I can start this test. So this is what the default battle system looks like. Fight. So it's active ATB, similar to Final Fantasy IV if you played that. So he's at level 1 right now. He should have Venom since we set it to that, but he died, so okay, annihilated, whatever. Let's check one more time. Fight, and then he should have Venom right now. And he doesn't. I don't know why. Oh, it's because class was none, that's why. So if we change class here to Ninja Cloud, and then go back to test battle. And then go to skill. The flip. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I figured out what the problem was. So when I go to hero here, I actually have to change the class to Ninja Cloud and then apply it. I hadn't clicked apply last time, that's why it didn't do anything. But so if I go back to class, you'll see Ninja Cloud here. He doesn't have any battle commands, so I'll include fight and then skill and item escape. This is pretty much how you set up your battle command. Alright, so skill, Venom. There you go. So this is the window you would go to in order to test things out. I'm not going to go over too much of these tabs right now. I think I've spent enough time on just the basics to give you some idea, but if I go and if I do something specifically related to, you know, these tabs, then I'll go into more detail. But I will give you a bit of an oversight into the rest. So skills tab, you have the different skills on your database, different animations, the name of it, things like that. Item, different item names in your database. So this is a potion, you can set the type to whatever you want, the price to whatever you want. The description will show up in the in-game window. You know, it's usable. You can set who it's usable by. You can set what class it's usable by. Things of that nature. Monsters. So these are the guys that'll show up in your monster groups when you arrange them. However, you can set all your stats for each individual enemy here. The name of the enemy, its behavior. So if you want to affect that, you can, right here is the behavior trigger, so preconditions. So say you want to create a new behavior and have monsters HP be between 0 and 10%, and set the priority to 100. Change the skill to Heal Force. So we've created a new behavior. The action's Heal Force. The precondition is the monster's HP is between 0 and 10%. So he's at a critical state and his priority is 100%. So this is essentially how you create different abilities, and the enemy AI is under behavior. Spoils is what you get after each fight. Experience, money if you want to get an item, and then you'll have a probability button. So if I choose potion, you can change that to like 70% probability that you get a potion or whatever. Critical hit probability, self-explanatory. Monster groups, you saw a bit of that. Once you affect these various tabs, you can test your battles over here. You can change your background to one of the RTP defaults. So if I want to be fighting in, say, Snowfield, it looks crappy but whatever, I can do that. Go to test battle, start test, and there you go. Attributes, these affect various weapon types, various magic spells. You have damage multipliers based on different groups. Condition, these are conditions for your character during the battle. And I believe you can actually set it so it affects you on the field map as well. But I don't really use this. I use the commands, which I'll go over later, to set all that. Animations, these are all your battle animations, which you can use either in the default battle system or your custom battle system, or pretty much wherever. You can use these on the field to do some cool animation spells. If you want to create a active battle system or an ABS similar to, say, a Zelda type game, these will come in quite handy. So you can test out your animations like that. Click on one through the database and hit play. This is the name of your animation. This is the animation file itself, so the individual graphics. Target, you can change your target to whatever you want. Frames show up right here. They're 20 frames right now, so you see 20 different slots, and each frame shows basically a different animation. And when you combine them together, that's essentially what play does. It runs through the different frames. You'll see the graphics and sound effects here. So at frame 1, you're telling it to play strike 2. If we tell it to play strike 11, at frame